Welcome to Drill On Earnings. We have quarterly results out from HPE. Hewlett Packard Enterprise is the name of the company. HPE, of course, is the stock ticker. Of course, I'm Cory Johnson, Chief Market Strategist for Epistrophy Capital Research, where we look at the 50 most important companies in technology. We write research, we do consulting, we do advisory work, and we do these videos so you can see what we're thinking about what's going on in the world of technology here. Q2 earnings for this company, fiscal Q2 earnings, Q3 earnings, fiscal 2025 Q3 earnings for HPE. And look, this was a strong quarter. This was better than Wall Street estimates. It was a little bit better than my estimates. But things have really reaccelerated at this company. Antonio Neri really driving this thing. And you can see a lot of the work that they've done all come together in this quarter. So revenue's up 18% in the quarter, 18% in constant currency to $9.1 billion. Their ARR, their average annualized revenue run right now at $3.1 billion is up 77% from the prior year in actual dollars, 75% in constant currency. And margins were nice. Gross margins at 29%, down just a tiny little bit, but this is the first quarter where they've got their Juniper acquisition completed. Remember, they fought the government to get that deal done. And it's a deal that's not just about networking, but it's also very much about using AI in networking. And they were able to get that deal done. And in this quarter, the deal closed in July too. So they got almost a full month of revenues from Juniper, albeit a summer month. And they've reiterated they're going to take $600 million in cost synergies over the next 3 years out of these two companies. So again, 8% operating margins, pretty good. Yeah, a little bit better than they've been, but not a lot of movement there. But given all the things that they've been doing here, it's kind of impressive what's going on here. This business has a blend of 4 businesses, and you could see it all working in this quarter. The server business, very big in this age of AI, 48% of revenues, hybrid cloud, intelligent edge, and some financial services to grease the skids. There are 12% of revenues, but the server segment up to $4.9 billion in revenues, up 16% on a year-over-year basis. Gen 12 servers replacing the 7 Gen 11 or the 14 Gen 10 units with 1 Gen 12 unit. That's how powerful these things are. And it cuts power use too. It does so much more, and it cuts power use by 65%. These guys, among other things, are masters of liquid cooling of these really impressive AI machines. And that server business growth really jumped. They talked about one really big order, that order from a Spar Austria group. I never heard of Spar Austria Group before, but they signed a multi-million-dollar deal that's involved a Green Lake deal that is integrating Aruba switches, Juniper firewalls, Altera MP storage, cloud ops software fully managed by Hewlett Packard Enterprises. It really shows you the sort of breadth of systems that Antonio Neri imagined as this company has grown and acquiring things that they needed here to offer all that stuff in one giant deal. And it led to a big jump in revenues in their server unit, as well as their AI portfolio overall. Indeed, the AI portfolio at HPE orders nearly doubled sequentially. Sovereign, selling to governments up 250%. And really just impressive numbers. Their intelligent edge business growing 54% in the quarter. Fantastic. Again, one really big order helping things there. But when you look at their overall growth, yes, they've got all these units, forget financial services, but hybrid cloud and intelligent edge growing a little bit, but the server business is really the bulk of the growth for these guys. And as a result, their AI backlog surging here, a real big move in this AI backlog. We don't have many years of comparison. So if you're looking at some of my charts, if you're watching us on YouTube or Spotify, you can see that we only have year-over-year comparisons going back for about a year and a half because they re-architected their segment reporting at this company here. But the market liked these numbers. The stock was up 2%. I say only 2%. I thought they were super strong numbers. I'm not giving investment advice, but anyway, that's what we saw. And that's after a 20% rise in the last year. If you look at the S&P 500, up 17% in the last year. These guys doing well to outperform that. Here's what CEO Antonio Neri, friend of the show, he's been a guest. We should get him back soon. I'll email him right after we're done here. But good stuff from Antonio Neri. Here's what he had to say in the quarter.
The AI opportunity is across all the 3 segments I mentioned earlier, right? In networking, which is the service provider, where we have the vision to lead with networking there because there is unique value proposition, performance, cost, simplicity, lifecycle management, and AI-driven capabilities. When you go to the sovereign space, same thesis, and that's even more important because you now drive rack scale integration with the rest of the server business. And then at the enterprise layer, of course, we want to integrate the Juniper switch in everything we do in cloud and AI going forward by giving customers choice and flexibility. So the opportunity for networking in AI is across all three segments.
All right, but what's this all mean? What's your drill down earnings takeaway, and what's the one number that tells you a whole lot after those interesting words from Antonio Neri? I'll tell you that. But first, please subscribe to this channel wherever you're listening to this or watching this. The more subscribers we get, the more access we get to the CEOs that we want to talk to, and it helps us know that you care. Because I know you care, but I'd like to hear it because I'm needy. But let's get to the drill down earnings bite and your essential summary of HPE earnings. So Hewlett Packard earnings, Q3 earnings for this company, your essential summary, your drill down earnings takeaway tells you that revenue growth has re-accelerated this company now at 18%. And that's only 1 month of Juniper revenues into the quarter. They got the deal done on July 2nd here. So they got, a few weeks of those revenues. We'll expect more of that going forward. But a pretty strong quarter, record-breaking revenues for this company in Q3 of $9.1 billion. But that's not the number that tells you a whole lot. The number that tells you a whole lot is $3.7 billion. That's their AI backlog at HPE. They have really grabbed this opportunity to rescue this company that has struggled for so many years and doing, I think, really quite well under Antonio Neri. All right, thanks for checking out Drill Down Earnings. Please follow me on X at Cory TV, or on Instagram, or on TikTok, and certainly on YouTube at Drill Down Pod. We appreciate your support.